close this one out, but I feel like Galio was one of the only picks you could have salvaged this draft with, because now you can somewhat match the globals. You have this Kaisa that
could sense that there was a bit of a dive of Bruin. As all right, Raptor is just going to push him away from this.
Yeah, he gets away his stacks as well. Now they could look for the turn.
Yep, there is the exhaust onto Sobro. He's taking a lot of damage, and there's the stun onto Raptor. He is going to be able to get first blood, but it's traded immediately. And still actually works out, right?
Yeah, he's not global very well here. Now he's just going to get chased down.
Yeah, you've got now Viper moving up, doesn't have his Featherstorm available, so I don't know whether they want to fight this. And exactly right, that is indeed. Thanks for the leash.
Delight had 6 prior to this, and they were able to make a play faster on the top side. Then he could have ulted Peanut and maybe made a play there with Zeka rotating over, but instead they kind of put their global on where BNK were going to come and suss that out. So Peanut's global means nothing because he's the one.
Oh dear. Equalizer is going to go down. Let's see whether Sobro can stay alive in this. Is the Stand United, the flash forward, and that is another kill onto Sobro here. Delight helping out his top laner. Gwen Shen is, you know, it kind of rhymes, and also it's kind of deadly.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about in the draft. It gives me the feeling that Hanwha Life have such an edge here, but now BNK rotating over, Diablo also coming up right now through the mid lane, and these grubs are what they're looking to take here. Delight, now ultless, has backed. Peanut's the target.
Yeah, Raptor comes on over. There is the heroic entrance there as well. The knockups, he was just unable to do anything forever.
Yeah, I feel like Hanwha Life kind of messed up this early game to protect. So Zeus already has that initial kill, and he's going to become a bigger and bigger problem as the game goes on.
Yep. Speaking of, okay, he is going to just exhaust Sobro once again, and Peanut comes on over. If the other global isn't on cooldown, you just get the other one, and then you kill him again.
It might be able to do it in a few moments here when Delight gets his ult back up.
And then Sobro may leave the game, and I wouldn't blame him.
This is the kind of stuff with Gwen bomb side of the map. Sobro knows this. Is going to try to push the advantage here. They're after coming up. They're going to repeat the play from earlier.
All right, 3 might be enough here. Snip on cooldown does put up the circle, does have the needlework, so might be able to survive for quite some time. Stand United does come in. There's a taunt under the turret as well. Zayas takes so long to die, and Kellen, he's got an unbreakable will. That will allow him to live.
There's nothing cross-map here to be taken in return, so Delight opts to ult in here. Kellen's ultimate, while he tanks this turret, just buys so much space.
Oh, Sobro, I think, might be dead again as the Featherstorm is going to clear that one out, but it's a great pulverize from Kellen. Blade Caller comes through, though, and unfortunately it's not quite enough. Diablo gets in on top, looks for Viper, who's still at 200 health, still moving forward, knows that they don't have much.
Peanut rotating over. Peanut had his ultimate available as well, and that's going to be a turret in exchange here on the play. So an attempted aggressive play from BNK backfires, leads to a turret plus Dragon here for Hanwha Life.
That is like catastrophic as far as what they lose off the back of that.
This is a risky call here, but they do have the faster group up. This may force said global ultimates.
Yeah, teleport going to come in here as BNK looking to try and take this one down. Grand Starfall does get Peanut in, but it's a great equalizer placement. Still Peanut gets the smite. Raptor goes in, and he's out again immediately, and so's Peanut. He's going to survive. The Featherstorm avoids the heroic entrance, and Daystar is stunned up as soon as he lands. No one dies, but HLE just steal BNK's lunch money.
Yeah, that was a really clean fight on both sides, but ultimately LA champion trying to come into the fight and clean up late is never going to happen into the Xayah. Ultimate fantastic there from Viper, and Peanut for more.
Yeah, Kellen doesn't have his ultimate, so he is a little bit more killable than he'd otherwise be. Checking in on the bottom side here as there's a headbutt back onto Peanut. Can he survive, though? Does get a big old shield, and the answer's no. That is a lot of Acathian stuff thrown at him there. And so Diablo is able to...
Overzealous, to say the least there. Peanut was like, see champion, kill champion, question mark?
Oh, Delight might be his turn to be in a little bit of trouble here as the woes of HLE continue. He gets a bit of a shield as the equalizer is going to help finish him off, and now Viper in an awkward spot. The Featherstorm is now on the ground, but he doesn't get a lot of value from the pullback as Raptor comes in, gets the double cyclone and takes down the Xayah. Zeka is now a big problem, and so is Zeus. So the work isn't over yet. As 3 versus 3 here, Zeus just hunting them down. Possibly looking for stake first as he jumps out of the way of the monkey. There's the Justice Punch, though, as the heroic entrance does come down, and Zeka will finally join the fight and look to take them down. But it's Kellen with the Ignite, actually, that helps lock down that kill. And the block of the Justice Punch, oh no! well, there's his boy Daystar. That is not the time to mess it up, my friend. It was a good play.
It wasn't an amazing play for the rest. I mean, Kellen played that so well with Raptor too. Like, that was an almost unwinnable
this comp
play.
is really good too. So BNK, see whether they can make it work, because they are all grouped up. Oh no, the Engage Herald. Grand Starfall to come down as well. Diablo is going to be the target here. How does he play Scion twice? It's fearless. This is not fair. Azayas is not even the one that's helping lock down these kills. Daystar is already dead. Raptor goes down as well. And BNK FEARX, I guess they had one good fight in him. And now it is all kind of done and dusted, as that one looked like they had run out of that said fight completely.
Well, that's a creative way to flank with Gwen. We've seen a new tech.
Oh, he wasn't playing Scion again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Well, at least he's not doing something illegal.
One of the trickiest things about playing Gwen oftentimes is because you're melee, you're trying to get on top of those targets, but you kind of have to run at them. Has a little bit more agency. Even this far down on gold, it feels kind of playable. As Sobro is, he's in the side lane, it's illegal.
Yes, he's not allowed to be there. Viper is going to walk down the red carpet, but that's only because he's a famous guy. Never mind, he's actually a dead guy. As he does pull back some feathers, does manage to do a fair bit of damage there to Diablo, as now Peanut is in a lot of trouble. In goes Delight with the Stance United, but the heroic entrance is there to answer, and Zayas has found Diablo in the backline. Snip, snip goes the Gwen, and he's looking to take him down. The needlework is beautiful. He's crocheting them in the backline, as Kellen also going to be falling down. There's the Shadow Dash from Delight. And it's once again one of these fights where BNK, they find that angle, they take down their target that they're looking for, and then it goes catastrophically wrong.
Yeah, then the really fed Gwen shows up and you're like, oh.
Yes.
And the target selection, you know, a little bit...
Yeah, and out of like that's probably what did it. The level advantages are kind of absurd. Delight now level 11. As Kellen's moving over, he is going to get taunted up as he finds the ultimate button. Viper from over the wall. There's the equalizer that goes down, but it's not doing a whole lot of anything at all. Zayas goes golden. They might be able to take him down here, but instead he's just going to kill his fellow top laner. The Featherstorm comes down, and it's used offensively here by Viper as Peanut says, top of the morning to you, Mr. Cowman, and takes down Kellen once again. That's going to be the ace, and HLE. Yeah, this is an impossible...
Everybody, while you have the lineups and you have these CCs, then maybe this is winnable. Maybe Diablo gets that first kill. Maybe Viper has to ult a little bit faster, but with a big whiff of the ult like that, it's just simple.
HLE look to defend this Baron.
And they had so many ults on cooldown, but now they're coming back. Viper's ult's almost back up. And that's the big one here.
Oh, Zayas is just going to face check this brush. I think he's going to be absolutely fine. As in he goes, they look for the angle onto Raptor, who is just going to get over the wall, but does die. That is going to be Peanut sniping him with a spear. Over the wall goes Zayas. This needlework is doing too much. Absolutely too much damage onto Diablo here. As Zeka, he's going to follow up and look for another Q. That should be there. There it is. And it's another ace. Out of nowhere for HLE. No Baron required, I think, as they look to break the base.
They're just going to walk down and end this time around. The last time weren't quite able to finish off of, but this time they're right here with a wave of minions. Zeka with the question mark here, and BNK just getting obliterated by Hanwha Life Esports. In the one-sided series we expected, but I at least want to give BNK credit for making it a good old try, especially in the second game. It was better than I expected.
How easy is the Zayas POM though? Like, am I right? 7,000 gold ahead as they look to brawl a little bit more. That Featherstorm did a whole lot of work there for Viper as he grabs another 2. 12